you made. You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
From the pages of the Elgin newspapers of 100 years ago today, these are the headlines brought to you by the Elgin History Museum.
This is Alan Walters reporting the news from December 2nd, 1925. Night Police Force reorganized. Reorganization of the police department's night shift, thereby strengthening it as a means of giving greater protection to the downtown merchants, was announced today by City Marshal Frank Ramsey. 5 merchant policemen, in addition to the regular officers, have been definitely assigned for duty, with 4 of the merchant officers designated for the east side of the river and 1 for the west side. Previously, there had been 3 merchant policemen, one of whom traveled a beat, which occasionally carried him to the west side. Under this arrangement, the west side doors of all businesses will be tried by an officer each hour and perhaps oftener. Marshal Ramsey said the 4 merchant officers on the east side are capable of covering the downtown business.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Today, partly sunny with a high near 23, temperatures falling to around 20 in the afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 18, temperatures rising to around 22 overnight. Tomorrow, snow likely with a high near 32, temperatures falling to around 27 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 16 degrees with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more on all the gifts for the ones you adore. Wines and beers all nestled on shelves. Got some advice from our helpful elves. Oh, so many gifts to explore when you go to Total Wine and more. Bottles so delightful, whoa. Price so amazingly low.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Building a house is hard, but have you tried removing one? Flood Brothers takes the mess out of demolition. With fast roll-off dumpster delivery, reliable debris pickup, and a family-owned team that takes service personally. Call 630-261-0400 or visit floodbrothersdisposal.com. Flood Brothers Disposal, proud sponsor of America's First Responders Fest.
Welcome in to the WRMN News. I'm Dennis Green. Up today, Metro riders love the cafe car idea, and what is the next step? Also, Wheeling to tax streaming TV, music, and games. And Hanover Township to distribute holiday meal boxes. Also, mark your calendar for Bald Eagle Hike starting at John J. Dwyer Forest Preserve in South Elgin. All of that and more coming up on WRMN News. If you ever missed the WRMN News, don't forget you can always find the archive of WRMN over on YouTube, where you can watch the WRMN News, where we sit here and read the local stories and the things that you need to know about. High of today is 25 with a low of 19. Tomorrow, it is a high of 30 with a low of 2. Thursday, sunshine comes out, but only a high of 18 with a low of 5. And Friday, cloud coverage comes back with 28 as our high and 23 as our low. Here are the lottery numbers for Monday, December 1st. Here are the results. The midday pick 3, 7, 6, 3 with a 9 on the end. The midday pick 4 comes in at 5, 5, 8, 5 with a 2. Evening pick 3, 5, 1, 1, 7. And the evening pick 4, 5, 2, 4, 6 with that 6 on the end. The midday lucky came in at 2, 5, 19, 24, and 32. The evening lucky for the day came in at 7, 9, 23, 27, and 39. The lotto, 2, 8, 12, 14, 25, and 39, with that extra shot being 19. The lotto million won 3, 8, 14, 21, 46, and 47. Lotto million 2, 15, 16, 21, 24, 44, 49. And finally, the Powerball came in at 5, 18, 26, 47, 59 with a 1 on the end. Before we go, Des Plaines Alderman Mike Cherowitz will host an opening meeting for the 8th Ward residents tonight. The gathering is set for 7 p.m. at Franklin Park Conservatory at 395 West Algonquin Road. City Finance Director Agnes Podball will be there to discuss the $230 million budget for the 2026 fiscal year, which begins January 1st. The budget document can be found online at DesPlainesIL.gov. When we come back, Lombard tourism grants come up, and Rotary Coats for Kids Drive is just around the corner, along with Hanover Township to distribute holiday meal boxes, and our headline story talking about Metro riders love the cafe car idea. So what is the next step? Stick around. We've got more news here on the WRMN News Hour. I'm Dennis Green. We'll be right back after this.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Hey Bear fans, want your business heard during every heart-pounding moment of the game? WRMN 1410 is now offering in-game ad spots for Chicago Bears broadcasts. Be part of the action as thousands of die-hard listeners tune in each week. Whether it's a touchdown, a turnover, or a timeout, your message will be right there in the mix. Spots are limited and going fast. Call WRMN 1410 today and score big with in-game advertising that delivers results. WRMN 1410, where Chicago comes to play. Get in the game with the Chicago Bears and WRMN.
The Live Like Rue Foundation is a 501c3 charitable organization that assists owners and their pets through a cancer diagnosis by providing financial and emotional support. In memory of a dog named Rue, the foundation helps local shelters and rescuers by sponsoring animals with cancer who do not yet have a forever home. Live Like Rue is a beacon of light during a dark time. For support for your pet or to donate or volunteer, please go to livelikeRue.org. Again, livelikeRue.org.
Welcome back to the WRMN News. My name is Dennis Green. Here's what's happening around the area. 4 people are facing felony charges accused of stealing items from 3 DuPage County stores over the weekend. Nadia Kilvaca, 38, and Therese Kilvaca, 43, both of the 900 block of North Oakley in Chicago, were charged with burglary and retail theft. They were released pre-trial as the charges were non-detainable offenses. Lerone Murray, 42, of the 3900 block of West Jackson Boulevard in Chicago, and Michael Howard, 44, of the 4800 block of West Washington Boulevard, Chicago, were also charged with burglary and retail theft. Murray is also charged with aggravated fleeing and eluding and unlawful possession of a controlled substance, according to a news release from the DuPage County State's Attorney's Office. The release said that at 12:20 p.m. Sunday, the Kilvacas stole $664 worth of clothing from a Macy's store at Oak Brook Center in Oak Brook. It said that at 8:27 p.m. Sunday, Howard stole 38 bottles of liquor plus mouthwash, toothpaste, and dental floss, totaling $1,583 in value from a Jewel Osco store at 125 East Stearns Road in Bartlett. He was on pretrial release in a 2025 retail theft case on probation for a 2024 retail theft conviction. Monday afternoon, DuPage County Judge Paul Marquise agreed to revoke Howard's pretrial release. At 11:36 a.m. Saturday, Elmhurst police were called to the Walgreens store at 630 North Palmer Drive. The release said Murray stole 17 cosmetic items worth about $1,615 and drove off in a Pontiac Aztek around 12:07 a.m. Sunday, officers found the car at a Citgo gasoline station on Lake Street in Addison. They chased it, but stopped for safety reasons. A Lombard officer found it and tried to stop it, but also stopped for safety. Elmhurst officers found it at 9:30 a.m. at a Spring Hill Suites hotel and arrested Murray as he tried to enter the hotel. Authorities say they found 1.02 grams of heroin in the driver's side door storage compartment. Murray is on parole for burglary chase. He was granted pretrial release Monday morning. The Rotary Club of St. Charles and Geneva and the Rotary Club of Batavia are collecting monetary donations for the 15th annual Coats for Kids campaign through December 9th. The outerwear goes to local groups, including Lazarus House and Salvation Army in St. Charles, school districts, and Kane County specialty courts. Last year, they delivered 786 coats and jackets. This year's goal is 1,000. Donations are being accepted by checks made payable to St. Charles Breakfast Rotary Foundation to P.O. Box 927, St. Charles, Illinois, 60174, or through the Operation Warm site. For details on donation opportunities for this program, email Tassie Bottingham at flower160921 or Sue Peterson at SuePete407 Before we go to break, Lombard is offering grants to organizers of special events and other programs that support local tourism and lead to hotel stays in the Lilac Village. Applications for the 2026 grant program are due Friday, December 12th. Eligible organizations are those planning to stage a festival, program, or convention that attracts tourists and overnight visitor stays in Lombard hotels. First-time applicants are required to attend a mandatory workshop to receive guidance on the application process. Application forms are available at villageoflombard.org/grants. When we come back, Metro riders love the cafe car idea, but what is the next step? Also, horses can really teach us a lot. Benedictine to launch animal-assisted therapy course. Stick around, we've got more on that and Wheeling's tax on the streaming TV music and games. More here on the WRMN News Hour. Stick around, more after this.
Building a house is hard, but have you tried removing one? Flood Brothers takes the mess out of demolition. With fast roll-off dumpster delivery, reliable debris pickup, and a family-owned team that takes service personally. Call 630-261-0400 or visit floodbrothersdisposal.com. Flood Brothers Disposal, proud sponsor of America's First Responders Fest.
When your car's feeling sluggish, don't stress. Just bring it down to Britain's Express Oil and Lube on Larkin Avenue in Elgin. For a fast, friendly 10-minute oil change and a full 18-point inspection, they've got you covered. Whether it's engine service, fluids, filters, or headlight check, they do it right, and they do it fast. Family run, quality service, right in your neighborhood. Swing by today and keep your ride running smooth. Britain's Express Oil and Lube, your car's health partner in Elgin, a proud sponsor of America's First Responders Fest.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Start your weekend right with Dino's Night Out, Fridays from 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM. Dino covers what's hot across the Fox Valley, from live shows to food fests and everything in between. Proudly sponsored by the legendary Arcada Theater at 105 East Main Street in St. Charles. Your home for unforgettable concerts, comedy, and more. Tune in on WRMN 1410 AM or stream at WRMN1410.com. Dino's Night Out, your guide to the weekend vibe.
Welcome back to the WRMN News Hour. I'm Dennis Green. Today, we're going to have a high of 25 degrees and a low of 19. Tomorrow, a high of 30. Tomorrow is going to be cloudy, breezy, and cold with snow shower. Blowing and drifting snow in the afternoon, and watch for slippery spots. On Thursday, we've got a high of 11 now being reported. Mostly sunny, but as you can tell with that temperature of 11 being our high, mostly sunny, but frigid. Hanover Township to distribute holiday meal boxes. Hanover Township will distribute holiday meal boxes beginning Wednesday, December 17th at the Astor Avenue Community Center at 7431 Astor Avenue in Hanover Park. Meal boxes will also be distributed Thursday and Friday, December 18th and 19th, Monday through Wednesday, December 22nd and 24th. Meal boxes will be offered from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day, except for noon on December 24th. Hanover Township Supervisor Brian McGuire said, due to food prices, a recent job loss, or for whatever reason, the typical holiday meal is not a reality for many families in our community. Thanks to the generosity of numerous donors and the Hanover Township Foundation, we are able to provide families in need with a meal this holiday season. Last December, 575 meal boxes were distributed. Residents are asked to register in advance by visiting the community center and presenting a valid ID or utility bill. Only one meal box per household. Each meal contains a frozen turkey or ham, canned fruits and vegetables, coffee, dessert, gravy mix, potatoes, and stuffing mix. This year's holiday meal box sponsors include St. John the Evangelist in Streamwood, the Bartlett Rotary Club, Knights of Columbus, Mary's Millennium, Council number 12801, the Bartlett Lions Club, and the Streamwood Women's Club. Hanover Township serves over 100,000 residents in portions of Cook County communities of Streamwood, Elgin, Bartlett, Hanover Park, Hoffman Estates, and Schaumburg. To make a donation for the meal box distribution or for more information, call Hanover Township Human Services at 630-540-9085 or visit hanover-township.org. I think we've got a hit. Metro riders love cafe car idea, but what is the next step? Read more about it on the Daily Herald. Except for St. Patrick's Day parade trips, you don't often hear spontaneous merrymaking on Metro trains. But when the agency debuted a prototype cafe car with free refreshments this fall, that's exactly what happened, said one rider who praised the, quote, random loud burst of laughter of people connecting. Another passenger surveyed by the Metro noted, love the idea and love the option of being able to grab a coffee or a snack when I need it on the train. Based on the positive reviews received during a 2-month rollout, Executive Director Jim Derwinski told board directors at a recent meeting, I think we've got a hit. So what's next? Metro will form a working group that includes representatives from the business community to develop a plan to present to the board for a vote, Derwinski said. The cafe car was loosely modeled after the Metro's long-gone bar cars, but alcohol isn't given on the new version, although coffee, pastries, wine, beer, and soft drinks were ranked among the top amenities commuters wanted. The model cafe car was built by Metro Crews and ran on its 7 busiest lines, as well as making appearances at downtown stations. To create a more relaxed environment, workers removed part of the second level, then installed counters, stools, booths, and tables. Survey of riders showed 98% said they would recommend the cafe car to friends and family, and 94% would pay for drinks and snacks. Nearly 60% of participants said they would visit the cafe car 1 to 2 times a week, and 26% intended to make purchases every week. The prototype car received an average 4.6 rating out of 5 for look and design, and a 4.5 score for space and comfort. Other feedback included these quotes here. I think making Metra a more casual and soft experience would be nice. Taking it 5 days a week can be a drain when just sitting in the same crowded spaces. Someone else said, hang up some nice artwork of Chicago in the car and you're set. Another said, partnering with Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks perhaps would solidify the success of these cars. The top 5 items passengers wanted on future cafe cars: more seats, a television, informational content, news feeds, and music. But one writer warned, keep the vibe focused on engagement with others, human interaction. The vibe will be ruined if you put a TV in there. Read more about it on this edition of the Daily Herald. You can head on over to dailyherald.com to read more. Marnie Pike writes quite a bit of these here, and that one was written by her as well. When we come back, Benedictine University to launch an animal-assisted therapy course. Also, a web page to update the public on a persecution of a chiropractor. Also coming up, Wheeling to tax streaming TV, music, and games. And of course, get them while they're hot. Half-price tickets available for suburban Chicago performances. All of that and more here on the WRMN News Hour. Head on over to YouTube if you ever miss an episode of WRMN. Find us at WRMN Radio or head on over to WRMN1410.com. Another great way to know all about what's happening here at the station and all around the area. Stick around, we've got more WRMN news coming up right after this.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. Fox Valley Hands of Hope in Geneva has unveiled 2 wind phones for grieving children and adults. One is a light green rotary phone, the other a colorful toy phone, neither connected to anything, allowing visitors to quote-unquote speak to lost loved ones and let their words carry on the wind. The phones, part of the National Children's Grief Awareness Month, are inspired by a Japanese tradition started by Hitaru Sasaki in 2010. Fox Valley Hands of Hope provides free grief support throughout the region and plans to install more wind phones in public spaces next year. Boar's Head is recalling certain Pecorino Romano cheeses over potential listeria contamination. The supplier, the Ambriola Company, is voluntarily withdrawing the products, including retail cups, food service bags, and pre-cut wedges, and other safety alerts. An FDA recall warns that a Brooklyn milk pan may contain significant lead, while over 200,000 Walmart Ozark Trail camping stoves have been pulled after reports of explosions and burns. Hyundai is recalling 85,000 Sonatas for potentially melting gas tanks, and Walgreens is recalling more than 40,000 bottles of saline nasal spray over bacterial contamination. Consumers are urged to check for recalls and return affected products immediately. A new FDA-approved eyeglass lens aims to show the progression of myopia in children, a condition affecting up to 40% of all U.S. students by the end of high school. Doctors say rising screen time is fueling the trend, and the new lenses could help protect long-term vision as they roll out nationwide. Wheaton residents may see a change in the timing of water rate increases. The City Council will hold a first reading today on an ordinance that would shift city water fee hikes from January 1st to June 1st, aligning them with increases from the DuPage Water Commission. If approved, the changes would take effect for the scheduled 2026 and 2027 rate increases. The City Council is expected to vote on the proposal December 15th. Officials say the shift is intended to simplify billing and avoid confusing customers with multiple annual increases. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
We all have regrets. That haircut, that text, missing out on Kohl's Cyber Days. Good news, you can fix at least one of those. Get up to 50% off gifts for everyone on your list. Sunday and Monday only at Kohl's. From cozy favorites to top toys, you've got 2 days until you miss out. Don't let Cyber Days be the sale that got away. Save at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer ends December 1st. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away? Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Chicagoland? Need trusted legal help with real estate, evictions, or estate planning? Turn to Guthrie & Brady, the happy lawyers serving the greater Chicago area since 1965. With over 50 years of experience, they handle titles and deeds, foreclosures, landlord-tenant issues, wills, trusts, and more. Appointments available evenings or weekends at their Roselle office or right in your home. Call Guthrie & Brady now at 847-524-1215. That's 847-524-1215. Or visit gnblegal.com. Guthrie & Brady, personal, professional, affordable legal services for all of Chicagoland. The happy lawyers since 1965. That's gnblegal.com. Or 847-524-1215. Guthrie & Brady, trusted legal help made easy, fast, affordable, and experienced. Call today.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Today, partly sunny with a high near 23, temperatures falling to around 20 in the afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 18, temperatures rising to around 22 overnight. Gusty winds up to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, snow likely with cloudy skies and a high near 32. Currently, it is 18 degrees and mainly clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
To the WRMN News Hour. My name is Dennis Green. It's currently 35 past the hour. Thanks for being here. Head on over to WRMN1410.com to find the full schedule of what we do here on the station and find all of the links for watching, listening, and interacting with us in the different platforms. Also, don't forget that our text line is open 24 hours a day for any breaking news that you see in the area. That's 505-926-1410, 505-926-1410. 2 dogs, a cat were rescued from Huntley house fire. Nobody was injured and 3 pets were rescued from a house fire Monday in Huntley. The Huntley Fire Protection District responded to the 10,100 block of Ashley Street at about 10:40 a.m. December 1st to find heavy smoke and flames coming out of the back of a 2-story home. Firefighters rescued 2 dogs from inside the home while fighting the fire, and a cat was located during overhaul efforts. A second cat remains missing. No people were inside the home at the time of the fire. The home sustained heavy fire, smoke, and water damage and was deemed uninhabitable until extensive repairs are made. The case of the fire remains under investigation by Huntley Fire Protection District. We head over to Wheeling, where Wheeling is proposing a tax on streaming TV, music, and games. Wheeling residents who enjoy chilling out while watching Netflix, Hulu, and other streaming services will have to shell out more for the privilege. The village board on Monday approved a 4% tax on video or audio streaming services that will be effective January 1st. It also applies to online games available via retail or subscription models. The tax will increase the cost of a $10 monthly subscription by 40 cents a month. Your typical Wheeling homeowner, that could amount to an additional $19 to $30 annually. Finance Director Brian Smith said in a memo. Overall, the tax is expected to generate about $350,000 annually for the village. The money will go to the village general fund, Smith said. The tax was suggested during the November 1st budget workshop as a way to partially make up decreasing revenue from cable franchise fees, which are dropping as more people shift to streaming TV services, Smith wrote. The move away from land-based telephones and smartphones has decreased telecommunications tax revenue too, he said. The drop in telecommunications tax has been particularly significant, Smith said. In a 2024 report, the village received $1.6 million less from that tax than it did in 2008, he wrote. Streaming service providers will be responsible for collecting the tax and sending the money to the village. Wheeling will notify streaming companies of the tax and require them to register. Streaming services or programs offered by nonprofit organizations, school districts, or government agencies will be exempt. The plan is part of an effort by village officials to focus on user tax rather than property taxes that affect everyone, Village Manager John Sodopoulos said in an email. During a discussion before Monday's unanimous vote, Smith called the proposed streaming tax a lesser evil than a property tax increase that will hit all property owners. Arlington Heights approved a 5% tax on streaming entertainment in August. It's supposed to go into effect in early 2026. The money will help pay the salaries and related expenses of 6 new paramedics, officials have said. Chicago, East Dundee, and Evanston are among the other Illinois communities with streaming taxes on the books. State officials this fall opted not to enact a statewide tax on streaming services as part of a transit funding bill. When we come back, we'll talk about horses. Horses can really teach a lot, says Krishna Patel, a Benedictine University student from Bartlett, because Benedictine University is to launch an animal-based therapy course. Also, we've got a webpage to update the public on the prosecution of a chiropractor. Stick around, we've still got more local news here on the WRMN News Hour. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll be back with you after this.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Kids today live in a world full of social pressure, bullying, and substance abuse. LEAD has a solution. LEAD connects law enforcement agencies with schools to deliver tested, proven, and effective anti-drugs and violence training to kids. Learn more about LEAD, Law Enforcement Against Drugs and Violence, and our work to create safer, healthier communities at leadrugs.org or on social media at We Are LEAD. Sponsored by LEAD, Inc.
Fitting in shouldn't be hard, whether in life, on the court, or in the classroom. At Elgin Community College, you could find your place alongside those expanding their horizons, exploring rewarding careers, and achieving their dreams. A place for doers, thinkers, and believers. At ECC, we see you, we believe in you, and you'll fit right in. Learn more at elgin.edu/belong.
Back to the WRMN News Hour. Breaking news from the Aurora Police Department, and you can find more information on the Aurora, Illinois Police Department Facebook. Aurora Police Department is currently on scene investigating a local criminal matter near the intersection of 4th Avenue and South State Street, where there is a large police presence in the area. There is no ongoing threat to the community. We are asking the public to stay clear of the immediate area and use alternate routes as officers continue their investigation. Updates will be provided as they become available. Stick around for more here on WRMN, and also follow the Aurora, Illinois Police Department Facebook for those immediate updates as well. Coroner releases the identity of a 22-year-old man who died after being struck by a Metro train in Fox Lake. The coroner has released the identity of the 22-year-old man who was struck by a Metro train in Fox Lake during the snowstorm Saturday evening. The Fox Lake Fire Protection District and Fox Lake Police Department and Metro Police Department responded around 10:20 p.m. Saturday to the Ingleside Metro Station in the area of Rollins Road and Washington Street for a crash with injuries. Metro spokeswoman Meg Ryle said a male was walking on the train tracks near the Metro Station when he was hit by a Milwaukee District North outbound train number 2623. Lake County Coroner Jennifer Bainick identified the victim on Tuesday as Richard Hayes II, 22, of Ingleside. It is unknown at this time why Hayes was walking on the tracks, Ryle said. Fox Lake Fire Protection District Chief Ed Lesher said firefighters were called to the train station after the pedestrian was struck by the train. Letcher said Hayes was trapped under the train when firefighters arrived on the scene. He said Hayes was extracted and transported by ambulance to Advocate Condale Medical Center in Libertyville in critical condition. Bainick said that Hayes died in the emergency room of the hospital shortly after arriving. Rennell said Milwaukee District North Line train 2623 was canceled following the incident. Milwaukee District North Line trains 2622 and 2627 were delayed by approximately 2 hours Saturday evening and early Sunday while police investigated the incident. An autopsy performed Monday by the coroner's office showed Hayes died from blunt force injuries as a result of the collision, Bainick said. The incident remains under investigation by the Metro Police Department and Lake County Coroner's Office. Go to LakeMcHenryScanner.com to read more. When we come back, we've got our headline story: how Benedictine University is to launch an animal-assisted therapy course. Horses can really teach a lot, says Krishna Patel, a Benedictine University student from Bartlett. Stick around, we've got more WRMN news coming up after this.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This year, America's First Responders Fest 2025 was a huge success, and we couldn't have done it without the Village of Burlington and Village President Mary Kay Welsen. Your support helped bring the Fox River Valley together in the Village of Hampshire to celebrate the heroes who keep us safe every day. Thank you, Village of Burlington, for standing behind America's First Responders Fest 2025 and for standing with those who serve.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to WRMN News Hour. I'm Dennis Green. It's currently 50 after the hour right now. Check your clock. I know it's right. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a great listener and great person for hopping over to WRMN1410.com. That's a great place to go where you are going to find some information about the hosts, the shows that we put on here every single day, the schedule, and soon to come a news feed of all of the different Facebook pages from the municipalities and from the police from the area over here. And you can go to one place, that'll be WRMN1410.com, where you can go and actually see that running real-time news feed of all the different municipalities of the area. I'm working on it with our great webmaster, Mike Patty, who puts together a great website for us. And I want to make sure that we continue to serve you in this informational type of side. So part of that is, of course, listening to the WRMN News Hour. But stick around. We've got some more stuff happening on WRMN1410.com coming up down the pipe. You can always go to YouTube, youtube.com, and find WRMN Radio over there for any of the shows that you may have missed or some of those shows that you didn't know you missed. Head over there, youtube.com. Find us at WRMN Radio. Margaret Gitter returns to her alma mater, Benedictine University in Lisle, 6 times a year with some visitors from her backyard barn. Finn, a pony with an Appaloosa-like coat, and Ned, a steady 24-year-old horse, barely bat an eyelash when a small herd of students gather at their corral on a recent afternoon. To be sure, they're the center of campus activity. They're also ambassadors of Main Trail Stables, Gitter's equine-assisted therapy and learning center near Winfield. Gitter said, everyone sees some difference depending on what the goal is, whether it's anxiety, depression, confidence issues, social awareness, communication, relationships. The horses can really teach a lot, Gitter said. They need to trust you. You need to trust them. Phil Hardy, Benedictine's Director of Innovation and Strategic Partnerships, secured a grant through Green State Credit Union to set up an equine-friendly environment in a school setting. He said, we really wanted to stress the idea that this was therapeutic. It was academic and wasn't just a petting zoo. The visits started last year and have turned into something bigger, a new undergraduate course about animal-assisted therapy to be taught by Diane Moran, director of Benedictine's Master of Science in Clinical Psychology program. Moran said, who has her own horse sense, they'll learn about the research and practice, but I want them to see it and feel it. Moran has raised in a typical Chicago neighborhood, and yet she was one of those horse-crazy little girls, to quote, with pictures of horses taped on her walls. Later, as a grad student in Indiana, Moran volunteered at a therapeutic riding program for kids with disabilities. She eventually brought her own, Kirby, a gypsy she affectionately calls her, quote, heart horse, and adopted rescues. Moran said, for a long time, I've been wanting to integrate my love of horses and my own personal study of horses and how horses can be used therapeutically. The Green State Credit Union grant, which will fund the teaching of the new course next semester. Moran said, I want students to understand our responsibility and our connection to these animals, and certainly the science behind animal-assisted therapy. Moran said tons of research support the work of using horses therapeutically with people who have mental health problems. She also pointed to research on the psychology of horses and their electromagnetic fields. She said heart rates will sync up between the human and the horse, and so that can go both ways. If they're calm, it'll calm us down. But if we come in and we're agitated, the horse will react to that. Healing, too, goes both ways. Moran adopted her rescue mare, Ruthie, from All Seated in a Barn, a California-based organization that saves horses from the slaughter pipeline. She said her own problem, she's sweet and healthy, but she's blind in one eye. Moran also received some training through the Equine Assisted Growth and Learning Association, the EA Gala. Her retirement plan post-teaching is to provide full-time equine-assisted therapy through her barn in Mokina. She said, we certainly have the horses that will be wonderful therapy horses, I think. So now I just need the time to go back, finish the training, and get certified so that I can start doing it in the most ethical and responsible and professional way. If you'd like to read more about it, head on over to the Daily Herald. You can find the Daily Herald at dailyherald.com. This was written by Caitlin Smith, and you can find it on the homepage. This has been the WRMN News Hour. If you'd like to rewatch this in case you missed anything for this hour, head on over to YouTube. That's youtube.com, where you can find great shows like Cruises International, where we've got Travel Tuesdays. That will be posted and streamed on our YouTube channel, youtube.com. Find us at WRMN Radio. Don't forget that you can also learn about all of the different links and ways you can watch, listen, and interact with WRMN by going to WRMN1410.com. Stick around. We've got more announcements that are happening for the first of the year here at WRMN and some great WRMN programming coming right down the pipe. So, for Dennis Green and Matt McNeil driving the board for me today, have a great day. Stay safe. Drive safe. This has been the WRMN News Hour.